Hey everybody, Debbi Starr here. Wanted to jump in for my clients inside of my Digital Business Academy. I give them audits on their landing pages, websites, all of that kind of stuff. And I have permission from one of my members here to share an audit. She just created a new landing page and she wanted me to take a look at it. And I thought you might just want to come along for the ride and see just some common thoughts that I have when you are building out your landing pages and so forth. So let me just, can I shrink this down a little bit? I don't know. Looks like I'll just have to keep it there. The first thing that I like to do when I'm looking at a landing page or a website is I go up to my view. I usually use Chrome, but whatever browser, and I'm going to zoom out. And I want to shrink it down really small. And the reason that I like to do that is then I can just do a super quick glance. And that tells me a lot. Right off the bat, let me tell you what I'm seeing. There's lots of white space. Now, she is a B&B owner and also a B&B coach. She helps other people, turn their homes and properties into income-making assets. But so she has lots of beautiful pictures here. But when you look at this page, you'll notice we've got a background image, which I'll talk about in a second. And then we have all these blocks of text on the white. And then we just have one little section down here, this kind of a beige, and then a gray at the bottom. So the first thing right off the bat is because our eye gets tired, we need to kind of break things up. I always recommend using multiple sections because then in each section you can change the background color. You can just do special formatting just for that section. So don't be afraid to use multiple sections. So now let me just zoom back in now and let's take a look at what I'm seeing, what I like and what I don't like. Up here, right off the bat, the menu bar, the navigational bar, because she has a couple of different ways that would be an easy fix for this. She could reduce the font because do you see how it's on two lines here? Because there's too many categories to fit into the space that she's created. So one easy fix, she could just change the font size for these. She could also, this particular row, she could make the row longer to accommodate that. And as we're building, I'm just going to shrink this down a little bit. As we're building our website, we want to see what does it look like in what we call mobile responsiveness. Okay. So even when I shrink this down, you can see that this menu bar, it's just doesn't look very good. And then, of course, when you get to the mobile view, you just get the little hamburger, which is fine. All right, so that would be my first suggestion here. And again, it's a very easy fix. Now, the next thing is in this, the second section, I'll call it, there's a background image. And if I make this, let me zoom in even more. It's a great image. I've actually been to this area and she's showcasing, I think they have like a Saturday farmers market. And so do you see that picture in the background? It's awesome. It's really a lot of fun to do. But when you are viewing this page in kind of normal size, you're not seeing very much of it. Okay. Couple of workarounds for that is you could make this a background image all the way through the entire page. And then you could have kind of little peekaboo sections where you can continue to see that image. The other thing is you could add like, for instance, this first little section here talking about featured downtown properties. So she, not only does she have her own property, she co-hosts for other people. So she's wanting to feature everybody. So up here in this section, she could have one or two little blocks of text, and she could put those blocks of text on really kind of a faded background color so that it would build out this section and you would see more of that background image. Just a little side note here, if you're using big images, make sure that you optimize those images. And again, inside of my membership, I give you access to all of these tools and stuff because you don't want this image to be so big and bloated that it takes forever for the page to load. All right. Now let's keep going down. So she's talking about the featured properties. And, you know, this is good. She's got the picture on the left and the content on the right. Now, people, they read normally, they kind of call it the Z. You know, you start at the top, you kind of go to the right, you skim down and back and forth. So when at all possible, when you're building out your sections or your rows, think about that. So in this particular row, you have the picture here, then you have the content to the left. So in a perfect environment, then you would have the details here on the left and the picture. So do you see how to kind of go back and forth? Let me say this though, when you are creating your web page or your landing page and you're optimizing it for mobile, mobile reads left, right, left, right. And so if you do this back and forth, like what I was saying, if you put the picture and then text and then text and then picture, what would happen is then all of a sudden you'd have two text stacked on top of each other. I don't know if that's making sense, but so that's why a lot of times people will just create their pages like this. There is a workaround. Basically, you just create a separate section for mobile so that you can modify it so it looks like that. But just a little side note so you understand how does mobile read these things, okay? So if you have columns, it goes from left to right, and then usually it's just one right on top of the other. It stacks it. Okay, so continuing on, again, what I would suggest is she could make each one of these, she could do it as a row and put a very, very light background color and kind of alternate for each one of these rows because, again, it's just going to break up the eye. And if we come up here and we look at her logo, beautiful logo. And, you know, she's got these little blues and aqua and kind of a peachy. So she could use some of these, the gradient or super light of just pull from her brand palette. And then, you know, again, it would kind of break up the eye so that people can read it. Now, the other thing that I'm going to mention, speaking of brand, this blue up here in her logo, I don't know if it's the same blue here or not, but when you are creating hyperlinks, the default color is kind of this blue. And if you're like me, I'm kind of sick of seeing that color of blue. So I would love to see her, she could still use blue, but she could use this color blue, which is just a hair different than this, or she could use this kind of dark, I don't know if this is a peach or whatever it is, for her links, because here she wants people to click on these to see more. The other thing I might do is put just a little emoji, the finger pointing, see here for more details. Now, this text here, back and forth as far as different opinions, I should say, whether it's something is bulleted or do you use center. When you're centering a lot of text, again, it's hard for the eye to read it. I know why she centered it, you know, because it does look a little better. If she put bullets, it might feel a little heavy. She could actually make this into two little columns and use something very, very tiny, kind of muted, but almost like a little icon image, and then have all of these flush left. That might look a little better. I'd have to play around with it because right now, quite honestly, again, people don't read, so they're just kind of skimming over it. So we have the main headline. We could see that it's for 2 or 3 people. Down here, we could say it's for 1 or 2. So you get the big picture, but you want to bring out the rest of the stuff. The other thing that I like to mention is we always want to give lots of white space so that the person scanning it, because they're not really reading it, they have time to absorb it. And when you kind of break things up a little bit, we want to call out the most important thing. So here, this bungalow is only 15 minutes away from what? White sand beaches. So I probably would bold white sand beaches, because what do they care about? Is it 8 minutes, 15 minutes? They don't really care, but easy access to these white sand beaches. Okay. Maybe walk-in shower, you get the idea. Stroll downtown. It's nice that there's eateries, but what's the important thing is it's located that it's easy just to walk downtown. All right. So then again, as the eye's skimming it, right away, they're going to see, white sandy beaches, close to downtown, blah, blah, blah. And then as you're reading through it. All right. So that's the options that I would make for that. And now again, we're down here to another section and it's all in white. Now I'm going to say this, there's lots of pictures which are beautiful, and pictures sell the moment. And so these are fantastic pictures that she has here. Because of the color, I first had to kind of look, okay, is this a different color for a link? And it's not. She's just using her brand colors. So I probably maybe would use that dark peach color or something like that. And I would use, again, a muted background color in this section. Fantastic pictures. I will say that, because it gives you a flavor of what to expect when you stay at this place. It's close to downtown, all that kind of stuff. And then here again, I don't know if it's built as a separate section, but I would make this a separate section. I love the little boxes here because they kind of float off the page. So I think that's great. But again, let's just add some color. So when I say white space, lots of white space, what I mean is, don't be afraid to add some space between these sections. We call it padding. But then again, as somebody's reading through it, we need to make it easy for them to read through it. All right. And then here is her testimonial section, which is great. She's got some great testimonials. Now, the images over here, not that they have to match, but it almost feels like this one's a little too big in comparison to these. So I might think about, using something kind of consistent like this, but you could just change the icon in the middle if you wanted for each one of these. Again, what's the purpose? We are just giving people kind of a visual rest stop, and then they can hop over to the right and read that. She did a great job here because she's highlighted just super small amounts, but those really critical points that people have said. All right. And then at the very bottom is just a standard footer. She did great on that. She's linking to everything that she needs. All right. Now, one more thing that I'm going to do when you are looking at this website, you should definitely go on your phone and take a look at it. But if I'm using Chrome, and if I go up to View and come down to Developer and then Developer Tools, I get this, let me see if I can bring this over here. You get this, if you're not, it kind of seems a little confusing here. Don't worry about all this gobbledygook, but you can kind of switch back and forth. This very top, almost to the left, you can switch back and forth between the views, and I'm going to click it on mobile. And this may not be 100%. We still recommend that you actually get your phone out and take a look at it. But it shows you with an iPhone 12, the dimensions here, this is what that page would look like. Okay, so we always want to optimize the mobile view also. And if you're using, for instance, my favorite platform, Gohighlevel, a little hint, if you use my affiliate link, then you get access inside of my Digital Business Academy. But in here, what I suggest to people, there's a couple of different ways, but it makes it super easy to modify like the size of your text if it's mobile versus desktop. So here, I mean, it's good that it's in large print, but it's almost a little too large for the mobile. So in Gohighlevel, or my marketing platform, there's a simple way that you could just make this on mobile. You could say, just make it 16 point, and on desktop, make it 20 points or whatever. Okay. So there's that. And then again, as we scroll down, you can see, and remember I said the way she has it set up right now, picture, text, which is good. And there's a workaround for that I could show you how to do it. All right. So anyway, and then again, here's these beautiful pictures. I think that's great. Because if in this market, that's what's going to sell it. People are going to destinations based on what it's like. So again, all of this you can modify for the mobile. And in the mobile, there's some things that maybe you don't want to waste the space for. So these little icons here, I would just turn them off on mobile, which is super easy because this is the meat of it. Here's what one person said. Here's what somebody else said. Don't need the picture on mobile, and so forth. All right. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Okay, so that's it. I just thought you would enjoy watching me go through an audit for my client. Great job on this. I'm super proud of you. Did a fantastic job. Just go through, make those little tweaks. I'm happy to take a look at it again. And for those of you that are watching the video, if you happen to be on my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you want access to me, coaching, strategy sessions, then you might want to think about joining the Digital Business Academy. I take really good care of my people in there so that we can all grow and scale our business. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.